Hello once again, Aries. It's Dadhichi here with your April 2018 forecast, and there are a few important celestial happenings now that are impacting upon your life. The most important one, which is sort of a mixed bag right now, is the 10th house transit of Mars, your ruling planet, coming into contact with Saturn now. So this is a combined influence of your ruling planet and also the career, the principal career planet for you. The strange thing is that these planets are diametrically opposed in their quality. So you have this drive and energy to really get things done, but you've got this obstructive, slow-moving Saturn, which is, going to create a bit of frustration for you, I think, generally. Mind you, this combination now is just what we call perfecting, so it's going to pass. But the important translation of this is to do with your employers, your employment, the way you do your work, what you're expecting from your work. And to make matters a little more interesting is Mercury, the planet which rules your sixth sector of the work environment, is retrograde right now and has just started moving in reverse and will form a right angle to this Mars and Saturn. So this adds a little more frustration to your circumstance. You probably know about the retrograde Mercury and how it can sometimes create some misunderstandings, and it can force you back into some revision. So it's probably better not to rush into anything right now, especially on matters of work, even matters of finance right now will be somewhat delayed, although we see right now the transit of Venus to the finance sector of your horoscope. I would say that with Mars passing this conjunction of Saturn, Mercury still in retrogression, but over the next couple of weeks will move out of that, and Venus in your finance sector, then you just have to be a little patient, and this should start to move for you. I'd say this is a revisionary phase for you, a time where you need to think carefully about what it is you want, and more importantly, how you're going to strategize what it is that you want. You need to be a little, what's the word? I don't like to say deceitful, but you have to be a little shrewd. So whatever it is that you want in your work now, you have to be particularly careful how you approach your employer, your co-workers, because this can set up a real conflict scenario for you. The other thing you've got right now over the next couple of days is this strong full moon in your 7th house. So that can make you a little more emotionally volatile. It also brings into focus some of your marital or relationship issues and how that relates to your domestic circumstance. The full moon is usually a very nice thing, especially for you, Aries, being a very friendly planet. But again, it's opposite Mercury, so it produces some wild imagination, maybe projecting onto the circumstances things that just aren't there. So see things as they are. Don't let your emotions get the better of you, and you'll be able to come out of this with a little bit more information and understanding about what it is that you actually want to do. Midway through the month, you're going to see the new moon, and that's going to take place in your sun sign of Aries, where you have the sun transiting right now. So that's the frustration that I see. You've got all of this dynamic energy, this willpower to, get things happening, and then you've got all this other stuff that's sort of throwing little obstacles in the way right now. So you can't divest yourself of all this energy into things that you can't change. I believe the new moon by the middle of the month is going to help that. You're going to see some excellent sorts of opportunities there, especially financially, due to the transit of Venus. And with Mars moving away from Saturn, we see your opportunity there, because Mars is exalted in Capricorn, to really dynamically produce something amazing. Mars will, in due course, over the next few weeks, make contact with Pluto. So that's a transformative aspect relating to your work, and I think more so the way you actually do your work. By the way, Venus is the ruler of your married life, and the Sun is the ruler of your love affairs. So we see both of these planets very strong at the moment, and also a very nice favourable aspect from the North Node to the Sun, indicating that you and your partner can actually get into the swing of things culturally. There could be some nice creative activities that can take place this month, especially in the second half of the month with the new moon taking place. That will be a bit of a roller coaster ride when the moon touches base with Uranus, and that shows your quirky nature at that time. And it's around that time that you'll start to see a better position for Mercury, the thinking and communications, and also the planet relating to contracts and agreements. So if you can hang in there for a couple of weeks, I normally say to people, if the cards are stacked against you, then it's better not to, go at a loggerhead with that. Just find something more creative, spend time with your loved ones, because that's where there is a far superior quality to the energy than there is to your working life at this point. If you want to get a little more information on what's going on, I always advise to visit astrology.com.au, and you can get a more chronological rundown of what's going on. I've just touched on what I think are the most important salient points for the month of April for you. Until next month, have a good one, and look forward to your company there. Bye-bye now.